guys, I wanted to make a video today to celebrate reaching over 30,000 followers here on YouTube, which is like absolutely mind-boggling. I started this channel originally back in 2017 and didn't really do anything with it. It just kind of sat there. It was called something else. And then I started the Instagram page in November last year. And then I vividly remember I was visiting my family in Adelaide, July this year. And I was laying in bed with my son and we're looking at my phone and I was like, I really need to offer tutorials. People want to do these dances and I didn't really want to sort of clutter my Instagram page with it. So we're like, let's just start the YouTube page. So yeah, I think it was like July 5th or something. We're laying in bed and I just started posting a few things and yeah, here we are today. I always considered YouTube a really difficult place to grow. It just felt different to Facebook or Instagram. It sort of felt like I always felt like you're a bit more removed from the creator of the videos. But now I feel quite different. I mean, I do still feel a little bit removed. I would like it if we were able to sort of connect a little bit better. But yeah, sort of having some success, which is absolutely amazing. Thanks to you guys. I so appreciate that you're enjoying what I'm doing. If you're pretty new here and you don't know much about me, I'm Nat, obviously. I'm 46. I live in Melbourne, Australia. I haven't danced since I was about 15. I learnt dancing from the age of about 3 to 15. And then I stopped and I really didn't do anything until just over 12 months ago, or maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 18 months ago, where I started doing these remixes and absolutely loving them. And I really don't know how I haven't danced throughout like that 30-year gap in the middle. But here we are. I did sort of do I do some YouTube dances and stuff, like some fitness martial and that kind of thing. But there just was never an opportunity to dance. There was no good classes near me. And it just, I don't know, I feel like once you get out of the dance school environment, you just sort of put dancing out of your mind. Besides going to the club or whatever and having a good boogie, dance classes aren't really a thing. So yeah, started doing the remixes and surprise, surprise, people really like them. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a combination of the fact that maybe I'm a little bit older than the average sort of dancer on social media. Maybe, and people are surprised. I don't know. Is it the fact that I, try to make the dancers look as close as possible to the other dancer and that's visually cool? I don't really know, but people like them and I really am loving, here comes my wet dog. Bodhi, you're very wet. But I'm loving the fact that people are feeling inspired to dance again. I guess the main thing I wanted to achieve out of having this channel was to get people who used to dance as kids to dance again and to realize how joyful it is, and to get people who aren't moving much to try dancing, even if they haven't danced before, to give it a go, because it is such a fun way to move your body. And, as we get older, movement does become more difficult. I mean, even since I've started this, when I think about how I was moving prior to starting dancing again, my movement was very limited in terms of the same sort of movements all the time, obviously walking around, walking the dog. I would swim occasionally. So, you've got this kind of movement. Occasionally I'd be going to the gym. So I would do some weights, but I had really gotten slack on that. But with dancing, I'm doing all kinds of movements that my body wouldn't be doing every day. And that has to be good for aging. It has to be. I don't know the specifics around exactly the health benefits. So I'm not going to pretend that I do. But even things like, by dancing and, doing, bends and twists and all kinds of movements. As I'm getting older, that's going to be useful for functional everyday movement, bending down to get things. And I know, and I'm sure the over 40s out there know that feeling of starting to feel like things become a little bit more difficult, or, you're a bit more cautious. Say you're going downstairs and you're conscious of, if it's a rough surface, you're conscious of, I don't want to roll my ankle or my calf, just little niggly twingy things that start to happen after 40. Dancing has really helped me to feel more secure again in my body, to feel more confident, just walking, which sounds crazy because 46 isn't even old. I'm not trying to say that, I'm so old now, But, you know, things just start to happen. You know, I'm closer to 50 now than I am to 40. Wow. Just saying that is crazy. Like, that is absolutely crazy. When I first met my now partner, she sort of highlighted to me that I may be a little bit ageist. And I think that she was right. I just sort of had this mentality of like, oh, you know, oh, they're older. Oh, okay. You know, they're older. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Like, just this weird mentality of not as good or not as strong or not as capable. And that's so incorrect. Like, I feel ashamed of myself that I used to think that. And even now at 46, you know, I don't feel like what I imagined a 46 would feel like when I was like 20. You know, I would have looked at 46, middle-aged, and, you know, would have just sort of thought, you know, there's not much going on. But it doesn't have to be like that, you know. And if you feel like that, if you're in midlife and you feel like, you know, things are a little bit, you feel a little bit not so great within yourself, or life just isn't kind of ticking along, you don't have the energy that you want to have. That's the thing. It comes down to the energy, I think. If you don't have great, like, daily vigor and, you know, positive energy and vibes, that affects everything. Like, that can really just bring down the day. It can bring down people around you. It can just make it hard to get stuff done, you know? And we want to get stuff done. In our 40s, there is lots of stuff to get done. Like, a lot of us in our 40s would have, you know, kids that are still requiring some level of attention. You know, you may still have little kids. A lot of us, I imagine, would have like teens, early to late teens, I think. And even if you don't have kids at this age, you're probably working a lot. You're probably like out there making things happen. You've got the career, and you've got the mortgage, you've got the bills. You've got all the stuff that requires a lot of energy. You've probably got aging parents. Sadly, my dad passed away about 7 years ago now. And my mum, who's 85, she's in a nursing home, and in a different state. I don't have the daily responsibility, I suppose, of checking and visiting and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of you will have, parents as well that you're supporting, looking after. So there's a lot going on. Even if you're not in midlife, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you know, everyone's got stuff going on, and everyone wants to have enough energy to get the stuff done that they want. For example, earlier, I was in the house working, and I thought, I've got a lot of work I have to get done today. Maybe I won't dance. I'm sitting there working, and then I just start to feel sort of tired and a bit sleepy and a little bit sluggish. And then I'm like, maybe I'll have something to eat. Maybe I'll have a snack. That'll perk me up. And that's not the answer. No, the answer was to come up here and dance. And I'm so glad that I did, because I feel like energetic again, and I feel reinvigorated, and I can go back and I can do some more work, and I can feel productive. And that is one of the best things about dancing. And that is what I want everybody to do, or to realize that if they just incorporate a little bit of daily movement in the form of dancing, ideally, you know, they're going to feel so much better. And I know people have concerns about not feeling coordinated enough, or they've never danced before, or how's it going to look, how's it going to feel. And yes, if you've never danced before, then possibly it is going to feel a little bit weird at first, perhaps, or not exactly how you want it to be. But that's what practice is for. We practice, the body starts to get used to those movements. You know, once you've done it a few times, then it's not going to feel so awkward. And it's going to create the joy, even if it doesn't look exactly how you want it to look yet. It's going to feel joyous. It's going to lighten your mood. It's going to be so good for your mental health. There's definite studies about that, about it improving mental health and, you know, being great for depression, all those kind of things. Again, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But I know it's definitely helped me. Like, you know, I feel like I wake up every day feeling pretty positive and pretty happy and pretty accepting of things and pretty accepting of my body now. Like, I have much fewer concerns about weight. I'm not saying that, you know, every day is perfect, for sure. I still have my days as well. But generally, on the whole, I handle, you know, things regarding my body a lot better. So many positive things about dancing. I would love you to try one of my tutorials. I've got easy ones, medium, and hard. There's not too many hard ones yet. And I've also started doing 5-minute express tutorials. I had some feedback that some of the tutorials were a little bit slow, because I really am trying to do them in a way that even a very beginner dancer will be able to pick up. So that's why I introduced the 5-minute express. So if you do have some dancing experience, the 5-minute express is probably going to be good for you. I go through it much faster. Other things actually to explain, the music. Okay, so a lot of music has copyright issues. Sometimes I always try to do the videos with the actual song, and then I'll load it to YouTube, and then sometimes there'll be no copyright, which is brilliant. Other times there'll be copyright, but I'm still able to use it, also fine. Sometimes there'll be copyright with a claim, and it'll be blocked in certain countries, and then it can't be monetized. Now, at this stage, I'm not monetized, so I'm not making any money off YouTube, but there will come a point, I assume, where I will qualify for that. And if that is a possibility, then, you know, I've got bills to pay as well. So I'm going to let that happen. And if the song has a claim on it, then that video won't be monetized. So it depends. Some of them I've left it in there because I just feel like a tutorial is better with the music. That's what we want to dance with. Sometimes I'll cut it out. It depends, but I'll try to replace it with other music just so there's at least music to dance with. So I hope you guys understand. You know, I certainly didn't start all of this in an effort to make money at all. And I, you know, I never wanted to go out and charge anybody for any of this. But if YouTube advertisers would like to pay me some money, well, I'm not going to say no. So that's sort of where the channel has started from and where we're at and what I'm doing. I don't know where it will evolve to, but at the moment, I just want to have fun with it. I just want to connect with all of you and encourage you guys to dance and move every day so that you feel amazing and that you feel joyous and you feel positive, because life is so much better when we are feeling great within ourselves, and that is what dancing does. All right, guys, thanks. If you listened this whole way, I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you're dancing, and I'll see you in the next dance tutorial.